Gaffer, Portsmouth to come tomorrow, sold out Fratton Park. How much are we looking forward to getting down there?
Can't wait. Another big ground, another good capacity, and obviously a club with a tremendous supporter base. So it'd be a really good game for us. One we're looking forward to, and obviously, the fact that when you go to grounds like this, the motivation doesn't need to really be put across. So I think the players can motivate themselves. You go to a historic ground, big ex-Premier League club, and it's quite easy to get up for it.
Our first game since New Year's Day. New Year's Day came at the end of a really hectic period for us, but it also came or coincided with a really good run for us. So were we pleased to have that break, or was it a little bit frustrating?
No, it wasn't ideal. We probably could have done with a week's rest, i.e. 6-7 days, but the fact now we're just kicking the can down the line, it means that we're probably going to have 7 games in February, 7 games in March, which is not ideal. To go from such a heavy load, tend to do nothing for 2 weeks, and then another heavy load, it's not ideal at all. So, but it is what it is. We've had to suffer things this season when situations have gone against us, and all we've done is just get on with it and respond, and that's what we'll do.
You've said in recent weeks how tough a place Cheltenham is to go. Portsmouth found that out.
Yeah, I went to the game, and it didn't shock me. Darryl Clark's done an unbelievable job there. They get after you, they press you, they make it uncomfortable. And such is the size of the pitch that it makes it really, really difficult for any team to go there and play with any fluency. I think Portsmouth probably should have won the game in terms of the opportunity, not quite the opportunities, because they didn't have that many chances clear cut, but the opportunities to make a chance. But I have to say that when Cheltenham went 2-1 up, they done really well in the game. So really, I did say it was a good win, didn't I? No, I played at Cheltenham before. Tough place to go. And I know that Portsmouth are not on a good run at the moment. They're obviously looking over the shoulder. Some big clubs and good teams chasing them. But I think it was unlucky to go away with nothing.
We've obviously played Portsmouth a couple of times already so far this season. What can we expect from them?
Well, I think in terms of the Papa Johns, you don't really take any notice at all of them. Because we had 4 or 5 players that needed games, 4 or 5 players that have not played for a while and need fitness, so they're coming back from injuries. So they had a big squad and was able to still put a strong team out. In terms of the league game, I don't think it was a 4-0 game. What they're very, very good at is putting crosses in, and Colby Bishop's very, very good at getting the end of it. So we suffered from 2 set plays, not set play first phase. One was a long throw, we cleared it and we didn't defend the cross properly. Bex has had an unfortunate situation where he's putting his own in the net and the game just drifted away from us. And I spoke I think it was after the Cambridge game, where a few Portsmouth fans were giving me a little bit of stick because I said that he didn't have to do anything to win the game. And it was actually a compliment. When you're a club, we had it last year where we were very, very efficient. We went to several games because you're playing Saturday, Tuesday and the load is a lot. There's some games where you just have to turn up, be professional and be efficient and win the game. And I thought Portsmouth on the day, full of experienced players, full of know-how in the league. And without being brilliant, I thought he was brilliant in being efficient, made good decisions around the football pitch. And he was deserving of the victory that day. But I do think it was, for the first half an hour, we was on top of them. And little things didn't go our way. And then obviously when they went 2-0 up, their experience showed. Slowed the game down, frustrated us. So even though I got a little bit of stick, it was a compliment, the fact that it's a sign of a good team. We had it last year where we had the pressure on us. We won 9 out of 10 and we're top of the league and everyone's putting pressure on us. You ain't going to go to every single team and dominate the ball and rotations here and it looked fluent. You do need to dog out those victories where we turn up today. Was we great? No, but we was won the game, and I'm sure, I've watched Portsmouth be brilliant on the day as well. So I think they've got the best of both worlds when they've got really good football players in them, but physically they can impose themselves on the game as well.
How much do you think we've changed since that first game?
Well, I think the players are more comfortable, more confident at the level. I do think in that early part of the season we were struggling for fitness because we signed players a little bit late. And even though we was playing really well in games, we had Wycombe before Portsmouth game and then the Portsmouth game, we just didn't take our chances when we were on top. And then when we had a little spell where it's not quite going our way, we conceded. And we've conceded 3 clean sheets now. And I think the players are becoming more comfortable, more confident. But some football bites you in the arse, doesn't it? If you don't continue to do, and people get bored of doing the right things, a repetition of doing the right things, and people get bored of it. I think the players are in a good place at the moment. Our messages have stayed the same, but we're actually carrying it out and doing it.
Just lastly, is the January transfer window an exciting time for fans, but a challenging time for clubs when it comes to trying to bring people in and stuff like that?
Well, it's not a challenging time for your old club, is it, mate? Because Cheltenham are splashing the cash.
Where are we at in terms of January at the moment?
Listen, we're talking to a few. We're in a situation where, we haven't got much in the coffers, and we probably need 1 or 2 out before we can get 1 or 2 in. We're trying to do Brandon Cooper on a permanent. I think that's pretty close. So I think he's a young player that he's gaining experience and has got a lot of room for improvement. So I think he'd be a good signing. Obviously, it frees up a loan spot for us. But yeah, there might be 1 or 2. I don't want to get the fans too excited. We're not all Charlton. But we'll do 1 or 2. We want to complement the squad and just give players. I think Bex has been unbelievable in the last 3-4 games, and that is also the fact that Bex is playing really well, but he's also looking over his shoulder at Ed and Brandon are good enough to play. So I think when we have a culture and an environment where it's a healthy competition for places and everybody expects that I can only pick 11, I think it's important that you have competition for place, and we certainly have that in the centre backs area. And it's no coincidence that now we've got that and everybody's fit, that we've kept 3 clean sheets on the bounce. We do need that in attacking areas. We do need another. At the moment, Shaq Ford is playing on the right and Fio's on the left, and it's really difficult. I wanted to bring them off against Charlton, but we was in the game. We didn't look in any worry, and if you take your 2 wingers off that are nailing the press, it can become dangerous. And what happens is you play them the full 90 minutes, and then you feel that when you're playing Wickham on the Tuesday, because you just feel that little bit of legginess. So in an ideal world, similar to last season, where you've got 3 attacking players starting the game, and then you've got 4 or 5 attacking players in the squad that can come off the bench and carry on what you've been doing, but with obviously fresher legs and a fresher mentality.